Yeah, hi guys. In this video today, I'm going to be going over the exact steps required for you to earn an extra $644,000 in revenues for your IT company in 12 months or less. This is going to be done with an cold outreach machine. It's also going to be done with AI leverage technology, and you'll also be able to see results almost immediately. So if you're a CEO or a founder of an IT company here in the United States, then you're looking to increase your revenue over the next 12 months significantly without spending more on ads or dealing with low quality prospects, then this video is made especially for you. Okay. The truth is that you can absolutely increase your revenue by 644,000 in the next 12 months or less. Let me minimize this right here. Boom. All right. Now, how are you going to do that? Again, you're using the cold outreach system. But what I need to tell you is that your process is going to be difficult. It's going to be time consuming and it's going to be expensive process. My name is Lee Samuel. I'm the founder of Lead Gen Growth. There are some obvious questions that you're going to have before we even start. So let's go through those. Who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? Both are fair questions. Again, my name is Lee Samuel. I have over 25 years of executive sales experience across various verticals. Some of the companies that I've worked with, I've listed in this video, in this document rather. So let's see, let's move them up to there. All right, there's some of the companies I work for. If you're interested in knowing some of the details of that, I've attached my resume, which you can click the link right here. Okay. I built my reputation on being honest, acting with integrity, and always producing results for my customers. I guess to tell you how I got here, I've always had different times when I struggle for different companies trying to prospect and get new clients. So I've always been interested in how that's done. What I did recently was I learned basically how to use cold outreach systems in addition to AI technology, and I learned how to produce new clients at a rapid rate. Okay, so now I use that cold outreach technology combined with the AI technology to help IT companies achieve their dream outcomes. So that's really, why you should listen to me. Now, enough about me, and let's talk about why you came here. All right, you absolutely can generate $644,000 in new revenue in the next 12 months or less. These are the steps that you're going to have to take care of. I'm going to list them, and then we'll go through them in depth. One by one. So let's get us here. Okay. Now, in order to do that, what you're going to need to do is obviously you're going to have to set up your outreach system. You're going to have to develop a message with a strong offer. You'll have to build your list of prospects, and then you'll have to set up cold email campaigns, start reaching out to those prospects. Now, once you've sent your campaign out, you're going to have to follow up with your leads. You're going to have to book meetings with the warm prospects, and you're going to have to close deals. And then most importantly, you're going to need to optimize with the data you receive as you go, because the more you know about the niche, the better you can make your offer and your process. So I'm going to go through each one of those in detail. All right. Now, first, with setting up your cold outreach system, the way typically that would be done would be you'd hire a team of SDRs or media buyers. Maybe you don't hire the media buyers, but you work with them. So you'd have to train them and you'd have to pay them to do your prospecting. So there's training time, there's high payroll costs. Even on a great day, the most they'd probably be able to send would be like 150 emails. So, there's not really that high of an outreach volume. And then also your results are uncertain. You could do everything that you're doing and not end up with any clients. So the new way of doing things, which I suggest, is that you set up an automated outbound machine. It takes 2 days to get it set up. It's 100 times cheaper. There's no training. And you can just about predict the results you're going to get almost immediately. So my first takeaway for step one is that by setting up your automated outbound machine, you're going to save time and money. you'll also be able to get faster results predictably. So obviously you'd want to go with it that way. Now, moving on to step two. Step two is that you're going to have to create a high converting message with a strong offer. The old way of doing that would be you create these super long messages, you send them to as a DM to Facebook business pages or to info at emails. All right. The only things that people would generally pitch would be Facebook ads or TikTok ads. Okay. The response you get to that would be a lot of go away messages, a lot of unread messages, and very few conversions. Okay. The new way of doing that is that you're going to target a specific niche. You're going to become an expert in that niche. Okay. When you do that, you're going to talk directly to your prospect more so than when you send out the broad pitch. All right. You're going to begin to focus on results, which means you're going to talk to prospects about things they need, new clients, more revenue, more meetings, as opposed to Facebook ads or TikTok ads. You'll talk less about the mechanism you use and more about the results you get. All right. What's going to happen is you're going to end up with higher booking rates, meeting rates, closing rates, and conversion rates. Obviously, that's what we want. So the takeaway in step two is that by focusing on your specific niche, you speak more directly to your prospect, you become considered as an expert, and you get much better outreach results. And that's why I'm suggesting that we do it that way. So moving on to step three in our process, you're going to have to build a list of qualified prospects. Okay. How that was previously done is that what you do would be spend hours on the social media platforms, Google, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. All right. You come up with a list of business pages and a list of info at emails. All right. You build that list up, and what would happen would be because you did it the exact same way as all the other companies that you compete with, all right, then you're all going to be contacting them with a similar offer, and they're basically going to make you a commodity and talk to you about price. So then you'll have to lower your prices, and then the lower price will win. So not really great results, if you'll ask me. Okay, the better way to do it is to set up an automated prospecting system, all right, using AI technology, which is faster. It's faster to set up. It's cheaper, okay, and it's also going to be based on what is your ICP. Now, the ICP is the ideal customer profile, and that is the characteristics of your ideal customer. So we're not just going to build a list of everybody. We want to build a list of those people who are most likely to need our service and do business with us. So the key takeaway for step two, or step three rather, is that you're going to use an automated prospecting system, which is going to streamline your process. It's going to make it faster and cheaper, and it's going to get you the exact prospects that you're looking for, the ones who buy your product. Okay, so moving on to step four. Now you've got your great list. All right, you know you've got your great offer. So now you're going to set up your cold email campaigns and start reaching out to your prospects. Now, the old way of doing this is that you'd send a long, boring script, again, as a DM to a Facebook business page or as a cold email to an info at email address. You're going to produce the same results, a lot of unread messages and a lot of go-away replies. The new way of doing it that I would suggest is that you set up a high-converting message and an irresistible offer. You combine that with automated cold outreach campaigns that are set up for you, and they reach for the exact prospect. Now, in this instance, you're going to go directly to business owners. That's pretty much the new thing here. Okay, so the takeaway here is that by targeting business owners directly, you're going to have much higher reply rates. Now, moving on to step five, you're going to follow up with your qualified prospects or leads. Okay, so how you're going to do that, the old process was very interesting. You're going to pitch them Facebook or TikTok leads. You send it to the DM as a DM to the business page or cold email to the info at email, but you would never follow up. So what would happen is if you did catch a business owner on his business page, he'd be busy, so he wouldn't respond. you'd think he was uninterested, then you would go on to the next one. Now you're doing this time after time, so you're basically blowing through your leads, so it leads up to a lot of wasted leads and any money you paid for them, and you get terrible campaign results. Okay, so the new way of doing this that produces better results is that you're going to set up automated follow-up sequences. Okay, so you're not just sending them one message and waiting. You're sending them a sequence of messages spaced out. Each message has value. Okay, so you're never going to miss a follow-up. You're always going to catch the business owner, and you look more professional because you're delivering value in each of the communications that you're getting to them. So the takeaway for this step is that by using automated follow-up messages and sending them directly to your business owner, what you're doing is you're going to get a response from the business owner at some point all the time, and you're going to end up with much higher conversion rates, which obviously conversion rates, more sales, more revenue. Okay, so moving on to step 6, which is booking your meetings with your warm prospects. Let's get there. Now, the old way of doing it is pretty much the same as the new way of doing it. You'd either use a Calendly software setup, or you would just add a meeting to a calendar. Okay, so then you take time to create a detailed presentation for the customer. Here's the crazy part. Between when you set the meeting and when the meeting was to occur, you would never follow up. So you'd end up with lots of no-shows. I've done this myself. And a lot of missed opportunities, which you're sitting there waiting 15 minutes into a meeting wondering why the guy didn't show up. And it's because you didn't do any follow-up. So it's pretty obvious. Okay, so the new way of doing this is that you're going to use Calendly. But in Calendly, there's automated follow-up. So between when you set the meeting and the meeting, either minutes, days, however you set it up, hours, they're going to get reminders. So they're more likely to show up. The other thing that you're going to do is that instead of creating a huge detailed proposal for each client, you're going to set up you're going to set up a generic proposal, and you're going to make minimal personalization changes to each one. So there's much less prep time. All right. Now, the key takeaway in this step is that by having automated meeting reminders and generic proposals, you're going to get more prospects to show up to your meetings. You're going to close more deals. You'll have more opportunities to close deals because you're meeting with more prospects. And basically, it's going to increase the number of people that show up to your meetings, which is what you want. All right. So then moving on to step 7, you're going to need to start closing deals. Obviously, this is the exciting part for any salesperson. But previously, how we did it was you'd go to your first call, you'd have your first call, you present that really detailed presentation. All right. Now, what ends up happening is you try to close. Your prospect is not ready to buy. They're overwhelmed by your presentation. All right. Then you get into this loop of trying to schedule them, missing calls, chasing them. They miss meetings. Basically, you're never going to close that deal. Okay. So the way that I'm suggesting that you do it, or the best practices we've learned for closing deals, is that it's a two call close. All right. So on the first call, instead of trying to close, there's no pressure to buy. We call it a discovery call. The only purpose of the call is to determine whether or not we'd be good to work together. Okay. So what you do is you ask a bunch of questions. You find out, they're generic questions. They're the same for all prospects. You find out what you're dealing with, whether or not they can help, whether or not they match your ICP. Okay. Then you get off that phone call. What you'll do is you'll come back, you'll make some changes to a generic proposal. What you'll do then is you set up the second call, and in the second call, you're going to present them the solution or the proposal you've come up with, and they'll be ready for you. Okay. It also makes you look more professional because you took the time to make sure that you had something that was of value to them and that was for them. So my key takeaway here is that by using the 2-call closing strategy and the generic proposal, you've streamlined the qualification process. You've got less meeting prep time, a more prepared prospect, and that's going to lead to more conversions or more sales, which again leads to more revenue, which is what we're going for here. Okay, now the last step in the process here is going to be, in my opinion, the most important. It's what's going to make your life the easiest. Okay, so what people would previously do, this step is optimizing the offering campaign with data. But what people would previously do is they got a few sales, so now they're going to target the same broad prospect because it worked before. They're going to use the same offer because it worked before. All right, the problem here is that you can't automate your process because you're always chasing the same type of different prospect, the same broad guy. So getting your new clients each month is still time consuming because you have to replace the old clients with the new clients, and they're always different. Okay, well, this is the process I'm going to suggest. That you get feedback from every offer, on your offer and your process from every client, every person you speak to within the niche. You use that feedback to optimize both the process and the niche and the offer. You note the characteristics of people that do business with you, your ideal customers. We call that the ideal customer profile, or ICP. Once you determine that, you begin to reach out only to prospects that mirror the ICP. You become an expert by doing that in your ICP. All right. And the takeaway. And the takeaway for this step is that by using the feedback that you get from your customers and prospects, what you're going to do is streamline your process. You'll have a more desirable offer. You're going to gain a reputation as an expert. You'll have more time to close your sales because you're not doing the detailed stuff, and you're not having to chase different kinds of prospects. So the end result is that your revenue is going to skyrocket. All right. So I've said a lot, but let me give you a quick summary of what you need to do. Again, you're going to have to set up your cold outreach system. You're going to have to craft a high converting message with a strong offer. You're going to have to build a list of prospects to send that offer to. You're going to have to set up cold email campaigns and start reaching out to those prospects. You're going to need to follow up on those emails. You're going to have to book meetings with the prospects that are warm. You're going to have to close deals, and then you will optimize with the data that you get from both the prospects and the clients that you get within the niche. All right. Pretty simple to read or to discuss, but, the steps are very involved. All right. So there's just 8 steps. You can use them and you can generate an additional $644,000 in top line revenues for your IT company in 12 months or less without raising a dime in funding. Okay. That's going to be what we accomplish by doing it this way. Now, there's going to be a few ways to do that. Option 1 clearly is you can do it yourself by following the steps that I've outlined for you. It's going to require a lot of time and effort. As with anything that you start from scratch, you're going to probably fail at first and get bad results. But if you keep working through trial and error, you're going to be able to do it yourself and gain the $644,000 in additional top line revenue. The other choice, the one that I'm recommending, is that you can use Lead Gen Growth, the company I founded. You can outsource the entire process to us that I've described above, and you can start getting results almost immediately. Again, to repeat, this strategy is going to work best for CEOs, founders, or VPs of IT companies. Those companies are located in the United States, and they also want an additional $644,000 in top-line revenues in the next 12 months. Now, the key here is that they probably struggled to do it so far, or they don't have the time to do it, and that's where I come in. Now, let me tell you what happens by working with us. First, let's get in the right place here in our video. All right. Now, by working with us, you're going to generate high-quality leads at a very low rate. You're going to close deals at 25% or better because you're working with your ICP. You're going to earn an additional $644,000 in new revenue in 12 months or less. You're going to be able to stop worrying about getting new clients, and you're going to have many, many more hours to use as you choose. So, I don't know, you're probably thinking at this time, how's it going to work? All right, well, real briefly, the different changes are before, when you wanted to build a list of qualified prospects, you'd have to do it manually, using the social media platforms. It was very time consuming and expensive. Now, our team of data analysts is going to do it with our AI tools. You're going to have more time. It's going to be super easy for you. And let's go down to the next one. And if you wanted to use your own SDR team before, you'd have to spend hours training. You'd have to spend $15,000 to $25,000 in a month for payroll costs on average. Depends on how many SDRs that you were hiring. All right. But now we're literally a fraction of that cost. Okay. So with us, you're going to get the cold email outreach system, a dedicated inbox manager for all those replies you're going to get, and A/B testing setup. You're also going to get a copywriting workshop. Now, those 4 items alone would normally cost you about $22,000. I'm offering that to you for a very small, almost laughable setup fee, and then a performance fee for each of the qualified leads that I get you. All right, now all you need to do is to click the button below the video and book a call with me. Then you're going to learn more about how I do it, what I do, and then we can determine if you want to come on as a client. Okay. What I need to let you know is that I only take on 5 clients at a time. All right. I found that allows me to provide the best quality of results to each of those clients. Make sure you book a call with me before all the spots get filled, because they fill up pretty quickly. And now, because you're watching this video, I'm going to offer something special. See if I can entice you a little bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, if you decide to work with us, I'm going to give you the first qualified calls, the first 5, for free. So there'll be no performance charge for any of those. To receive everything above, just book a call with me by hitting the button below. 2 more things I can do, because you've watched this video to the end. One is I can set up 30 free days of my cold outbound team doing your prospecting. All right. Well, that's people from my team. They're going to do the outreach for you. And on top of that, this is going to be on top of your cold outreach machine. So the cold outreach machine by itself was going to be able to give you great results. Now you're going to have the cold outbound team on top of that working for you for 30 days. So imagine what your results are going to be if you come on board and decide to work with us. The other thing is that our first call is going to be a discovery call. I'm going to ask you a ton of questions. We're going to come up with a strategic action plan for your company. So even if you don't come on board as a client, I'm going to give you a strategic action plan, and you'll be able to start using it right away. So at least you're going to get some value from being on the call. All right. Now, let me, first let's review everything that you're going to get, and then we can go on from there. So if you decide to work with me, what you're going to get is, let's get behind all the bonuses. Okay. Now, the total offer with 3 calls and the 2 last bonuses is you're going to get an outreach, a cold email outreach system. You're going to get a dedicated inbox manager. You're going to get an A/B testing setup, a copywriting workshop, plus you're going to get the 5 free qualified sales calls. You're going to get our in-house cold outbound team, and you're going to get a 1-hour strategic call with me. All right, this is going to bring your total value for the package up to almost $30,000 with the bonuses and excluding the 5 free qualified calls. Okay, just to top everything off, we back everything up with a money-back guarantee. Okay, this means that if I don't keep my promises to you and achieve the outcomes that I promised to achieve, then you don't pay a dime. Okay, so there's no risk to you. And basically, you're going to get everything that I just discussed, and we're going to decide if we should work together just by you scrolling down, hitting the button, and booking a call with me. Now, keep in mind, time is of the essence, because I only work with 5 clients at a time. And if this sounds interesting to you, lock in your call, and I'll speak with you very soon. Ciao, and thanks for listening.